Bastion's Fire Dragon. This is an unknown Yu-Gi-Oh card that has remained at the top of speculative conversations and discussions for almost 2 decades now. For those of you that don't know, in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX's first opening, Bastion is shown to be with a Water Dragon and a Fire Dragon on his left and on his right, respectively. Well, the Water Dragon is a monster that was used by Bastion, but this Fire Dragon is never used, making it, I believe, the only monster that was clearly shown to be in a Yu-Gi-Oh! Opening that was never used, never printed, and we as Yu-Gi-Oh! Fans have no information on whatsoever. It's one of the greatest Yu-Gi-Oh! Card mysteries, and much like how we got some information regarding Neos earlier this year, we just got official information on Fire Dragon and what happened with this monster. So in an interview, I believe in V-Jump, the question was asked, in the opening for the first season, Misawa was seen with Water Dragon and a Dragon of Fire that did not make an appearance in the actual show. Was a name or effect ever decided upon? At one point in time, the official site listed a card called Armageddon for Misawa. Was this the name for this card? Now, this must have been very early on when GX was airing, because Armageddon is a card that I do not believe exists either, and the person doing the interview would go on to say, Armageddon is an interesting name. I don't know anything about that. Maybe they asked me about something and I answered. It does fit Misawa's Chemistry Dragon series like Oxygeddon, but since it's lining up next to Water Dragon, it's probably just something simple like Fire Dragon. Looking back through my materials, the original plan for his duels was for the first deck to be Water Dragon, then a new card called Cellgeddon, a battery dinosaur, was to be added to the Water Dragon deck. Now, it is important to note, much like Armageddon, Cellgeddon is another monster here that was never actually utilized by Bastion, and it's a Yu-Gi-Oh card that I do not believe to date has ever been printed. During the adjustment of the duels to work with the plot, it appears that this turned into the Magnet Warrior deck that became Misawa's Earth deck of his 6 elemental decks. So basically the early plan when GX was first airing and when this opening was made, because obviously the opening had to be made before episode 1 even aired, right? The opening had to be finished, was that Bastion was going to use Fire Dragon in one of his early duels, but they eventually decided to replace Fire Dragon with Bastion's Earth deck, which ended up being the Magnet Warrior deck, a deck that just got support, I believe, last month in the OCG. So it is crazy that after 2 decades, in the same year, we got the truth revealed about Neos and we got the truth revealed about Fire Dragon. I still think there is a chance that we will get this card printed in the real game at some point, but who knows? At least we finally have confirmation and an explanation as to what happened with one of the greatest Yu-Gi-Oh card mysteries in probably the entire franchise. I love when they give us behind the scenes stuff like this, and I hope they continue to give us behind the scenes stuff as the years go on and these shows become older and older. Another really quick thing I wanted to mention is there's probably many instances of planned decks and planned cards being scrapped. I think of the Baryon storyline with the Closed 8 and Alco, which was so close to airing that it was in the official summaries on the Nihon Ad Systems webpage. Fire Dragon, the only reason we know that this card was supposed to exist is because it was featured in the opening. Imagine how many cards are discussed or theorized or written about pre-production of these episodes that don't appear in an opening, that end up being changed or replaced, and I wish we could just sit down with the writers and directors to learn about changed storylines, original plot points. I think of Vrains, how it was supposed to have a much darker ending when it was early in production. I love stuff like that, and I hope we get more of this kind of stuff, again, as the years move on. But just gonna wrap it up there. Short video, but I've done a lot of videos on Fire Dragon and on mystery Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and so I figured it deserved me making a video on this, and thank you to Yugioh organization for translating and posting the interview excerpts. I'll have the article linked down below. Let me know all your thoughts on this story, and let me know any other stories that you hope we get revealed at some point. I'll tell you what, I would love to get all that 5D stuff, all the rumors, who the hell knows what's true. I would love to see an interview where they sit down with Katsumi Ono and talk to him about all of the 5D's rumors and have him address them, but, you know, one can hope. I doubt that'll ever happen. Thank you guys so much. I'll talk to you in the comments, and I hope you have an amazing day. Take care, guys.